Summer is finally here, and that means it's time to head out and have some fun in the sun. Well, normally, but with so many great games releasing this month, who has time for that? Hi there everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be going over all those great RPGs being released the month of June. So come with me, and let's go ahead and get started in release order. First up, Etrian Odyssey Origins Collections. To be released on June 1st for the Switch and PC. These three games were originally released for the Nintendo DS, and they are a pretty fun time. At their core, they are dungeon crawlers where you explore with a party of 6 adventurers, with classic jobs straight out of something like Ultima, Wizardry, or Dungeons & Dragons. But that's not to say that this is like a Western RPG, because other than those job classes, this is a JRPG through and through, from the bright colors to the aesthetics to the monster and character designs. Unfortunately, the remakes of the first 2 games that were available on the 3DS are not part of this collection. These are just the basic first 3 games. But if you are into dungeon crawlers and you're seeking a challenge where you do not have to draw maps yourself, then I think that you could sink some time into this collection. Number 2, SEPTA Voyager, releasing for the PC on June 1st. Some of my favorite things to do whenever I create these lists are just to scour the upcoming releases over on Steam and just kinda look around and see what looks cool. And man, this fits the bill. Remember that neat Gambit combat system in Final Fantasy XII? This game kinda has its own unique take on that, featuring a 3D world with 2D characters, as well as procedurally generated maps and quests. It's meant to evoke that same cooperative feeling that you get whenever you work with a group in like an MMO. Except that this is a single-player game with 14 different character classes, skill boards for each one, and recruitable characters that you can customize. This game literally kind of came out of nowhere to me, but now I am chomping at the bit to try it out. Number 3, The Elder Scrolls Online Necron, releasing on June 5th for the PC, then on June 20th for the Xbox, PS4, and PS5. This isn't exactly a new RPG per se, but a new expansion to The Elder Scrolls Online that has been out since 2014. Here, there's an entirely new zone to explore, around 30 or so hours of story content, new additions to the game, and an entire new class to fool around with. Taking place on the previously unexplored Telvanni Peninsula, it promises to hold its own host of mysteries as you become an agent of Hermaeus Mora and work to defend his secrets, unearth forbidden knowledge, and uncover a vast conspiracy. However, the inclusion that will probably have the most lasting impact on the game is the new class, the Arcanist, who's able to cast offensive, defensive, and support magics, as well as conjure portals to traverse the battlefield. If you're into MMOs and Elder Scrolls, do not miss out. Number 4, Diablo IV, to be released on June 6th for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. This one's billed as a darker Diablo that echoes the grittier tones found in Diablo II. This long-awaited sequel places the franchise's timeless dungeon-looting blueprint in an expansive open world. So this is definitely a new take on the formula, and there's also a bunch of classes to choose from, such as the Magical Druid, able to harness earth and storm magic, and transform to wolf and bear forms, the Barbarian, who's backed by their massive strength and weaponry, the Sorceress, who's your traditional elemental spellcaster, the Rogue, who can attack from afar with a bow and arrow, or up close with daggers and knives, or the Necromancer, who can control death, darkness, and use blood magic. I personally haven't played a Diablo game since like the first one back on the PlayStation whenever I was in high school, but I loved it back then, and this looks cool as hell, so I am down for a good time. Number 5, Loop 8, Summer of the Gods, to be released on June 6th for the PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Created by the team behind Lunar and Grandia, there is a lot of pedigree behind this title, and I've spoken extensively about it in my news show, because for every one step forward that I see, it seems to take 2 steps back. Set in 1980s Japan, you play as Nini, who has the unique ability to turn back time, and you face off against the Kegai in turn-based battles along with your friends. Only you don't exactly control your party members, and you don't really level them up either. Instead, they base their own decisions based upon how they feel about you personally. and they gain stats and abilities based upon their relationship with you and how you interact with them. All that being said, it's really unique, and I can't wait to see how it pans out when that awesome collector's edition that I ordered finally arrives. Number 6. Front Mission 2 Remake, to be released on June 12th for the Nintendo Switch. Now finally available outside of Japan for the first time, 12 years have passed since the events of the first game, and the impoverished People's Republic of Aljaresh is in a severe depression. And because of this, a coup is staged, and the Revolutionary Army takes over the country. But what really sets this apart from other strategy RPGs in the same vein is that you actually have 3 different perspectives of the events unfolding. So it's not exactly just like a story of good versus evil, it really does hold a lot of nuance as you peer into how people can survive in a war-torn world. Preserving the mature story, strategic turn-based combat, and Vonzer customization of the first game, if you like adult-themed, futuristic, turn-based strategy RPGs, then this could be right up your alley. Number 7. Alchemy Cutie, to be released for the PS4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC on June 16th. Now this is just adorable! This here is a relaxing and cathartic RPG about jellies and their place in the world. You have to go on out and tame some wild jellies and then breed them, and each jelly has unique stats and traits, giving them their own unique little personality. And the more variety that you do have, the better that they'll do in the jelly competitions held around town. You can also morph and buff your jellies through alchemy too, but when you're not raising those jellies, you're going to want to get to know the townsfolk and explore the island to unravel all of its mysteries. And finally, number 8, Final Fantasy XVI, released for the PS5 on June 22nd. Okay, this is the big boy on the block, the game that you've all been waiting for, the next installment in the illustrious Final Fantasy series. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit that it's changed a ton in the past decade or so, and I myself was questioning it whenever it was first announced and those combat trailers came out. But after I saw more trailers showcasing its world, the characters, towns and dungeons, combat, and the Rings of Easy mode, I think that this is not going to be a repeat of 13 and 15, but instead, the team has learned from their mistakes, and this is off to be something special, something that fans, new and old alike, can enjoy, and I am just waiting with bated breath for it. So that's it for all the RPGs being released this June. Which titles are you most excited for and why? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video and want to do on the channel, please consider following me over on Twitter, supporting me on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for streaming fun, or coming on over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.